California, just went to SoCal. Boy, I can tell you it is a big difference from being in, SoCal versus Northern Cal. So, and it took forever to get back here. We left at 5 o'clock in the morning. And the homie Big Rich, he drives a Tesla. So me, him, and Lalo Boxing just got back. Just got back in the Bay. Like, we had to just keep charging. Just had to keep charging, going to all these charging stations. Like, I just didn't think it would take so long to get back here. The amount it took for us to get here from, Ontario, if we had made like one, if we had made one trip or just nonstop drive, we would have been in San Diego. That's just real talk. It just took hella long to get back home. I'm just like, wow. And to think eventually everybody's gonna have to convert to driving electric cars. I'm like, damn. I hope they find a way to make a charge last at least a couple of days, where you have to charge it. Like, they gonna have to fix, and we going electrical, they gonna have to fix these cars to where, when you charge a car, it lasts a few days, by gas. But nevertheless, let's get to boxing. So, as you guys know, I was in the Los Angeles area, Ontario, went to the Rocha, and I can't say that dude's name. I can't say that dude's name. I don't want to butcher up his name, but nevertheless, it was a very solid card. I was impressed with Conwell. Shout out to him. He did his thing. Got the stoppage. Basically broke the dude down and got the stoppage. Of course, they was just doing their typical thing. Booing the brother. They just think everybody supposed to just come in there guns blazing and all this stuff. And then, he started to break the dude down, and, he started to pick him apart, and then pretty much he got him up out of there. Got the stoppage because he was doing major damage. And as far as Rocha, as far as that fight go, real good scrap. I know it ended in a controversial draw. Most people believe Rocha did enough to win, and it was a majority draw. It was a majority draw, but I mean, to me, I'm okay with the draw. But if I was gonna pick a winner, I probably would have gave it to Rocha, maybe 7-5, and maybe 6, or maybe 6-5 and 1 even. That's another thing. Like I said, they need to find a way. They need to score more even rounds too. If you can't decide, who's winning the round, you should just have it a 10-10 round. There's a lot of tweaks they can, and adjustments and modifications they can make in boxing to make it more exciting, or basically you don't ever have a draw, because at the end of the day, you get nothing out of a draw. And most fighters say that they get nothing out of a draw. They say they would rather just have a W instead of a draw, because they get nothing out of it, and it does nothing for them. It's like saying you didn't do enough to win, and neither did the other guy. So that's why a lot of fighters primarily don't like draws. I remember when I was talking to Joey Spencer. Joey Spencer said he'd just rather have a W instead. I mean, he'd rather have the L versus a draw, because he said it just really doesn't prove nothing. He say, as a fighter, you want to go in there and prove yourself, prove that you was the best fighter that night versus your opponent. And when you have a draw, it's like saying, okay, did I do enough, or did he do enough. So it's kind of like you got to figure out like what went wrong. And both of the dudes, I got interviews with both of them. I'll put it up later on. I got some footage that I gotta put up. And I did an interview with this lady, this young woman that walked Charles Conwell to the ring. And I liked her song so much to where I basically, interviewed her. I'm gonna, post that interview later on, so she subscribed to my channel and I left my information for her. And she was dropping bars too. She from Toledo, Ohio. I think her name is Coach Misha. But I'll put that interview up. Like I said, the song was fire. That she basically escorted, Charles Conwell to the ring. And Charles Conwell, he did his thing. Like I said, I hated the fact that they was booing him and stuff. I really wish they would knock that shit off because it's kind of tacky and it's whack and it's classless. They made it look like wasn't anything happening. So, I just be hating that stuff. But in all likelihood, Rocha is gonna fight that dude again. He's gonna fight that dude again. And it was funny because you know how I am. Traveling is cool, but sometimes you just want to stay home. So, sometimes I like doing fights where I could just drive there and then drive home. But they was just telling me, the people at Golden Boy, they was telling me that they be wanting to book fight cards up there, but they be, charging them a lot of money to use the facilities. So, that's just pretty much it. So that's why they don't have a lot of fights in NorCal, which they should. And I wish these greedy team owners would see the big picture, because we should be having more events in Northern California than what we have. But there you have it. All right, so let me talk about Jaime Munguia. Wow. Listen, I guess you could say Jaime Munguia had a Mr. Douglas moment. They put that dude in there basically for Jaime Munguia to look good against. It was a homecoming fight, and not only does he lose, he gets knocked out, he gets stopped. And the funny thing was, the dude came with a basic counter. But we already knew, many of us already knew what was Jaime Munguia's problem. Jaime Munguia's defense is his offense, and his offense is his defense. For the most part, that means Jaime Munguia doesn't have really good defense. We all knew it. And it surprised me that it came via him. Because keep in mind, this is a dude that only had like 4 knockouts. Well, he got 5 now. So if you Jaime Munguia, you gotta feel bad. You got caught lacking. And look, we understand this boxing, anything can happen, but at the end of the day, you're not supposed to lose to guys like that. But we seen that happen earlier. We seen that happen earlier with another top-ranked fighter. I forgot the young dude's name. He was an up-and-coming fighter. Kid Kansas. We seen that happen to him, and he got knocked out by a dude that had like that didn't have a whole bunch of knockouts. So it could just happen. All it takes is the right punch and in the right place, and then you could be in La La Land. So I mean, that's just basically all it takes. And he got hit. And like I said, it was just a basic counter too. I'm just talking about the dude left like it wasn't that like where he just left himself wide open trying to pull back, and dude just bow. And I mean he hit him flush. when Jaime Munguia pulled back, even when you pull back, you need to keep your guards up. That's why they say boxing comes down to ring generalship and IQ. That's what they mean by ring generalship and IQ. He didn't see that coming, and he got sent into. Jaime Munguia was badly hurt. I'm talking about he was badly hurt. I'm talking about it was like a cartoon. He was seeing stars. And then the fact that the dude moved up in weight, nobody heard of him. And it happened in Tijuana, Jaime Munguia's hometown. That just all but makes it even worse. I'm talking about Jaime Munguia. I feel bad for him, but he's somewhere right now just like, wow. Now, and on the flip note, now it further makes you know, couldn't even knock Jaime. He couldn't knock Jaime Munguia out. He just basically just outboxed Jaime Munguia. And keep in mind, once again, this is a dude that came up a weight class to fight Jaime Munguia. And basically he had Jaime Munguia seeing stars. So now it's gonna resort back to Canelo. Now people are going to start asking questions about Canelo. Okay, now you start to ask yourself, okay, now it's starting to make sense. Is Canelo once again getting long in the tooth? Because Canelo hasn't had a knockout in a while. You know, he hasn't had a knockout in a while, and that's just real talk. So now, if you certain fighters, now it's all starting to make sense. If you David Benavidez, you like, okay, now I see why this dude didn't want to fight me. And I'm gonna tell you right now, after what happened to Jaime Munguia, that was a big step back for Jaime Munguia, because one, nobody knew who that dude was. You lost to a dude that basically nobody heard of. That was like his American. I think that was like his first time fighting in. Well, he didn't fight in the States. He fought in, in Mexico. But that was his first time, like, I think, coming across the water, fighting close to the United States. And he does that kind of damage to Jaime Munguia. So like I said before, if you Jaime Munguia, you have to wonder, like, damn, what do I do now? What's next for me? And if you Top Rank, this is a dude that you basically invested in, and you wanted to put something behind this dude, and then basically he gets knocked out. So do they basically put together a rematch? And a lot of people, I was talking to some people that was at the fight, I called them and stuff, or just, had covered the fight. They wasn't at the fight, but they was covering it from home. And they were saying that, it don't look too good for Jaime Munguia, because he lost to a dude like that. So Top Rank is gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with Jaime Munguia, because when they took him from Golden Boy, they kind of had high hopes for him. They had, there was the intent to put him in the ring with, guys like possibly Edgar Berlanga, some other people. And now, if you Edgar Berlanga, why bother with that fight? What's the use? What do you get out of that fight? And that's just real talk. But anyway, you guys, finna go get some gas. Look for this footage. Yes, and I'm gonna talk about Travis Hunter and his girlfriend, fiance. Stay tuned. I'm out.